Hello and welcome to another stream of a Tomb Raider game. I haven't actually started the playthrough. I don't know why I'm saying welcome to another stream of Tomb Raider Underworld. I've played the game twice this year, I think, already. Or maybe once this year for my annual playthrough. But in any case, this is a playthrough to celebrate the game's 15th anniversary. Going to be playing the game on the hardest difficulty, which I've never done before. So that'll be fun. I'm going to be collecting all the treasures and relics and that. However, I'm not going to be collecting them as I go through the game. I'm going to be collecting them after I finish the game. I'm going to go into treasure hunt mode, which allows you to replay sections to actually get collectibles that you might have missed. So any collectibles that I bypass, I'm bypassing on purpose until we get to the treasure hunt. Mainly because I've never done the treasure hunt before. And I think it'll be a good opportunity, maybe, when doing that, to actually do music only, to celebrate the game's music as well. But yeah, we're going to run through the game first, just playing through the game on hard mode and not worrying about collecting all the relics straight away, leaving that until treasure hunt mode, and then playing with only the music in treasure hunt mode as well. Hey there, Tech. Welcome on in, dude. Thank you so much for contributing points to the Tomb Raider 2013 bow only plus no upgrades challenge. Thank you very much for doing that. Oh, don't want to change the language. That should all be fine. Start new game. Alright, so casual is easy, Tomb Raider is medium, and Master Survivalist is the actual highest difficulty. Hang on. Need to fix something. When I searched online, because sometimes I don't load up the game just to find out the difficulty, sometimes I'll search online to see what the difficulty options are, and they said that Tomb Raider was the hardest difficulty, yet Tomb Raider is the medium difficulty. Which means I need to update my message that I've got on Twitch. Tomb Raider series, let's see, hardest mode called Master Survivalist. And I'm going to have to change the command version that I've got. Alright, so that should be ready to go, and I'll just test this. Awesome. That's all working. Alright, Avenger. So, going to play on Master Survivalist for the very first time.
find it yet?
Patience, Zip. I warned you that conveniently undiscovered islands would be scarce in the Mediterranean.
Are you sure this Eddington chap knows what he's talking about?
If he says Father was convinced the path to Avalon was here, I have no reason to doubt it.
Fair enough. But it's... well, we've been talking...
You've been talking, man.
Yeah, it's just... Alright, maybe Avalon is real, but just because some bad woman tells you your mother didn't die after all. I mean, look, I don't want to seem heartless, but this idea of your mum living in some Celtic underworld, it's a little bit mental, isn't it?
I have no illusions that my mother is holding court in some mythical paradise, Alistair. I only want the truth, whatever it may be. I'll ring you later.
Yeah, thank you, Tech. I felt like doing another playthrough of Tomb Raider 2013, but I wasn't sure whether or not it was something that people wanted to see. So I figured that I'd do a community challenge for it, and decided to do a challenge as well. And I've never done both of them at the same time before. I've done a bow only challenge, and I've done a no upgrade challenge separately, but I figured I'd combine the two and do a no upgrades and bow only. Hey little pumpkin, welcome on in. How's things? The Pumpkin had a very shitty day yesterday and been quite depressed, but you started streaming again. Oh, you did? Oh, that's good. That's good. How did that feel? How was your stream? And that really sucks that you've been feeling that way, Little Pumpkin. I hope you get some kind of relief. I know it's not easy and stuff, but hopefully that has eased off a lot. Collecting all the treasures, Mexico will be fun. About 50 treasures there. Yeah, I thought I'd do it in treasure hunt mode because I've never actually really used that mode. So I thought to celebrate this game's 15th anniversary, that'd be something good to do for the first time. Plus, Master Survivalist. I've never played the game on this difficulty before. And when I do treasure hunt mode, I don't have it actually in the message there, but I need to edit it later. But I'm also going to be doing music only when I do the treasure hunt. So that way I can pay tribute to the game's music without, sound effects. I don't know if does treasure hunt mode have cutscenes? The only reason I ask is because I know that the cutscene audio is completely separate and you can't take the sound effects and dialogue off the cutscene and just have the music. That's okay, little pumpkin. There's no worries at all. I know it's not something that can just be turned on or off. And the best you can do is, try and, I guess, in a way, ride it out as much as you can, but... Wait, treasure mode? You mean when you finish the game? That's it, yeah. Yeah, when you finish the game. It lets you replay levels that you, lets you replay to get the treasures that you missed. Little Pumpkin, PC version doesn't have cutscenes and everything you did in the playthrough stays the same. Oh, well that's good then. That'll work out well. Because when I do that mode, I want to do music only. So I'll turn off the sound effects. And you can only turn the sound effects and dialogue off for gameplay sections. It doesn't work for cutscenes. So that'll work in well. Yeah, it really is, Little Pumpkin. Yeah, I love this game's soundtrack. Got some really cool music.
Clearly similar to early Germanic design, but this is far older than the 5th century, yet, strangely enough, more sophisticated. Proto-Norse runes. Let's see. World of Mist. That would be Niflheim, the realm of the dead. Not Avalon exactly, but the Norse equivalent.
Little Pumpkin, but streaming, it's going well. First 2 or 3 streams were a bit bleh. You had one come and promoting their work, some graphics design, and they were pushy. Oh yeah, I absolutely hate that stuff. Like, I'm a true believer in, number one, if you want to actually, do artwork for a channel, how about you sort of like, get to know the channel, get to know the streamer, and naturally through conversation, eventually, talk about it. But if you want to actually specifically target streamers for that kind of thing, you're better off like advertising yourself on certain websites that, where you can promote your work and other people can have a look and be like, oh, cool, better off doing that. You told them you're not interested and then they pushed for you to check. Might be better to just ban those types. Exactly. Yeah, just straight up ban. Because the thing is, Little Pumpkin, as much as on their side of things it may look like they're only wanting you to... They've probably got 50 other channels that they're doing the same thing in with as well. So for them, if someone rejects them, yeah, they may huff and puff, but ultimately they've got other people that they're going to try and do it to anyway. So, they're not going to be out of people to, try that stuff on. exactly. If it comes up and they offer they can do something, otherwise it's just annoying. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the best thing if you want to. It's like if you're a streamer and you want to network with other streamers. Like, don't go into someone's chat and be like, "Hey, look, I'm a streamer. Come check me out." It's like read the room a bit. Like find out. I mean, the thing about me and my stream is like, if you like, let's say you're new to the channel, right? And I'm playing a game that you really enjoy, you might be like, oh yeah, I love this game. This is really, really cool. And through that talking about the game and stuff like that and all that kind of thing, and ultimately if you're like, yeah, it's a good game to stream as well. Like I don't mind people mentioning that they stream. It's just when people come into chat and they're like, hey, everyone, check me out. I'm streaming right now. Peace. And they leave, you know. But then again, even if you've stayed in the chat room for like, 20 minutes or so, it doesn't matter how long you're in the chat room for. If your first thing is to just promote your channel and all that, and if your only goal to be in the channel is to promote your own channel, then and the thing is, the more you stream, the more instincts you start to develop, and you start to sniff things from a mile away, and then you can start to see, and if the person genuinely is just wanting to network, then they will naturally understand, that you don't go into people's streams and just, advertise and stuff. The pumpkin, they were pushy, told them you check later. Oh, I already read that. Whoops. Yeah, come and check my streams. Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. Like I don't go into other people's streams. Like I'm very reticent to even mention that I stream in certain channels because you just don't know because every channel is different. Every streamer is different. Like you might have a streamer who thinks that anyone who even mentions that they stream is advertising, whether they're actually live or not when they're in chat. You know what I mean? Like if the person is streaming and then they go into someone else's chat and advertise that they're streaming, But some streamers don't like it if you even mention that you're a streamer. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I've had channels that like Off the Shelf Reviews is a great channel, and they were someone that I saw was streaming. I was like, oh, cool, you know. And then they caught me streaming, and then they were like, oh, cool, And that's how networking's supposed to happen. You know, you you don't try to force stuff. If it's going to happen, it's naturally going to happen. You don't need to, be pushy and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just one of those things. I just remembered too. I want to actually read Lara's journal. Okay, so let's have a look. I think we've only got one journal entry, so that's good to get that at the start. Press A to hear what to focus on, press Y to hear what to do task. That's interesting. I think I should do that in the treasure hunt mode, just to get the dialogue from it. Alright, so journal entry. Mediterranean Sea Expedition. My father died in a tragic accident while searching for Avalon, the mythical resting place of King Arthur. I never shared his belief that it had played any role in my mother's disappearance, but recent events make me suspect otherwise. Professor Eddington knew the coordinates father intended to investigate next, but did not know how he had determined them or if he had confirmed the existence of a ruin at the location. That's up to me. Little Pumpkin, you don't mention your stream at all. People can check your profile. That's it. Exactly. You know? It's so funny. Game devs, I know what you're up to. Okay, when you go downstairs as Lara, take note of where the camera positions itself normally as she goes down. Look at where the camera positions itself normally as she goes up. It's like, I see what you did there, game devs. Little Pumpkin, then another stream someone came by and whispered you something about how to get more views, telling you to add him on Discord. You also said you're not interested. He was talking about what's it called, organic rank promotion? It's so funny, like it'd be funny to like pretend that you're actually accepting their offer, but actually link them to a fake Discord profile that's specifically set up to just have like someone join it, and then the welcome message be welcome to the fake Discord channel, and then just block them. Was there an update to the journal? No.
Oh, that's lovely. I hope it's as blind as it looks.
He looks pissed off. Little Pumpkin, hello Cam in Tomb Raider Underworld, the main boss. It's definitely a struggle. It's the struggle between what you as a player like to do with the camera when you're moving your character around versus the game being like, nope, nope, nope. Oh, you want the camera here? No, you can't have it there. Check out my brother in Twitch slaying games for self-challenges and not pro-gamer playthroughs. That's it, yeah. Yeah, I definitely am not a pro-gamer. Exactly, Little Pumpkin, yeah, just, you know, troll them. They want to push their own channel, spam their promotion. Little Pumpkin, you did Google what that organic rank promotion is. Too much work. I don't blame you. Yeah, some of that stuff, all those buzzwords that they use. Jump. Lara took damage. Hey there, Tylian. Good morning to you, dude. I hope your Friday's off to a good start, dude. How's things? Little Pumpkin, and don't even stream to get big. You streamed Tomb Raider Underworld 2 days ago. You've forgotten how glitchy it is. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, not everyone becomes a streamer because they're trying to climb the ranks of, you know, streamers on the platform and, you know, become the best of the best and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Some people just want to have fun and they just want to enjoy the process of streaming. I mean, that's where I am, you know. I mean, like, yeah, it's nice and it's appreciated when people subscribe and all that kind of stuff, but I always believe that if someone really wants to subscribe, they will. You know, there's no need to push it or be like, you know, promoting it or having some big push, you know, but that's just me. But it doesn't mean that other streamers who do it are bad or anything. It's just that's how they do the process, you know. like subathons and all that kind of stuff. Like that's just something I personally wouldn't do for myself. But it's not. I'm not against other streamers doing it. You know, it's just personal preference kind of thing. I'll just have to scroll up on chat. Yeah, Little Pumpkin, there's definitely a lot of glitches, especially with the camera. Especially when you, like, I know what they were going for with being able to aim at separate enemies at once and shoot, but it's a bit too all over the place. Tech, yeah, okay, Rod. You're convinced. Code, was that another tentacle? There's definitely a lot with this enemy. How's it going, Code? Harbinger, thank you for contributing points to the challenge. The community challenge for playing Tomb Raider 2013 with a bow only and no upgrades challenge combined. Thank you so much for that. Time is all good, thanks. Night shift done, and now you're home with a nice warm coffee. Hope all's well in the underworld with you and Lara today. That's excellent, dude. I'm glad to hear that, man. And that sounds like a great way to relax and also celebrate the fact that you've finished. That's awesome. And yeah, it's going really good. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, called Master Survivalist, which I've never played on before. Normally I just play on normal. So I thought I'd do that for the 15th anniversary. There's a treasure hunt mode that you can do. Once you finish the game, you can actually go back through in sections and find any secrets that you might have missed. So I've never done that mode before, so I'm going to wait until I finish the game and then go and do that mode and then get all the treasures in the game. And when I do that, I'm going to actually have just the music playing in the levels and wait until it loops before, starting to talk and stuff like that. But wanted to do something special, so looking forward to doing this playthrough. I think this is the last game in the series that I'll be doing an anniversary playthrough for before the year ends. Harbinger, thanks for redeeming the random horror movie quote. Tylian, thank you so much for contributing points to that Tomb Raider 2013 bow only and no upgrades challenge. Thank you so very much. And same to you as well, Code. Thank you so much for contributing points to that. Little Pumpkin, you generally don't like all that promotion and pro streaming. It looks plastic. You do appreciate when people promote each other within a community. Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing too. Like, it's all just about individual thoughts and feelings on that kind of stuff as well. And if you want to be a streamer yourself, it's, just deciding those sorts of things as well. Good morning, Ben Darren. Welcome on in. I hope it's going well. You like it, Tylian? Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how difficult the game is, because there's some sections that are annoying on normal mode. Can't imagine what it's going to be like on Master Survivalist. Okay, Harbinger, so I'll get that random horror movie quote. Harbinger, Laura looks bored, tired of waiting. Little Pumpkin, Lara's looking down on Rod. Dude, pay attention to me. Harbinger, are you going to use that lever? It's so funny. I remember, one of the first idle animations I ever noticed in a video game for a character was Sonic the Hedgehog. how he'd cross his arms and tap his foot and look at you if you didn't do anything. Okay, so I've got a horror movie quote. After a reign of terror spanning more than a century, the king of the undead was finally traced to his lair high in the Carpathian Mountains. Though the decades many had sought to destroy him. Okay, they did a typo. Hang on, I've got to restart it again. After a reign of terror spanning more than a century, the king of the undead was finally traced to his lair high in the Carpathian Mountains. Through the decades many had sought to destroy him. All had failed. Here at last was an adversary armed with sufficient knowledge of the ways of the vampire to bring about the final and absolute destruction. This, then, was his fate. Thousands had been enslaved by the obscene cult of vampirism. Now the fountainhead himself perished. Only the memory remained, the memory of most evil and terrible creature to have ever set his seal on civilization. Alright, that's from a Christopher Lee Dracula movie called Dracula Prince of Darkness. After doing the first Dracula movie, in some places called Horror of Dracula, he said that he would only come back to do the sequel if he had no dialogue. And as you can imagine, they were like, huh. Well, you're Christopher Lee, so if we want you in our sequel, we'll have to do that. So in the sequel, he has no dialogue at all. All he has is hisses and things like that, which I thought was interesting. And Christopher Lee's reasoning was because the scripts, he wasn't very impressed with the script in terms of like what they wrote for Dracula to say. But it turns out, obviously, because he did, several other Dracula movies after that where he did actually speak. So he was only able to get away with it with one movie. But I like that. He was able to get that. Okay, the game's right now. Little Pumpkin, yes, Miss Croft, I'll give you all the attention you want. Oop. Lucky. Italian idle animations were well thought out for some games. They well and truly were. And I just love that idea. It's really cool to have. Lara's like, no, 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 no. Code, if you would be a developer and had time to kill, those idle animations would be getting extended and customized. Well, that's true too, as well. Like you'd have the character with if it's a game, if it's an old school game that doesn't have actual like voice acting, but has text boxes that appear, you could have like a text box. You could mod it so a text box appears and the character looks at the player as like put some text in there that you want to have in there. Alright, sorry about this. I need to go back to chat. There's too much happening. It's making the chat scroll down. Tech currently on Shin Godzilla 2016, so 62 years of Godzilla and 31 of 36. Damn, dude, you're almost finished. Not too many Godzilla movies to go. Little Pumpkin, but yeah, you finally met someone you had feelings for, and then you text him, tell him that, and 2 days later, still no response. You're assuming you're ghosted, which doesn't help with being quite depressed lately. Fortunately, though, this hasn't been going for long yet. Okay, enough of depressing nonsense now. Oh, that'd be so annoying, Little Pumpkin. Like, people should be upfront. Like, if someone doesn't feel the same way, they should just say, Like, it's better to tell someone so that they know than to keep them wondering, Thanks for redeeming the Bane impression, Harbinger.
Ah, rather other than offer you the illusion of free choice, I will take the liberty of choosing for you. If and when your time comes round again, I do apologize for what must seem to you an arbitrary imposition, Dr. Freeman. I trust it will make sense to you in the course of, well, I'm not at liberty to say. In the meantime, this is where I get off.
Thanks for redeeming that, Harbinger. I'm knocking all my shit over. Be right back. The Pumpkin, they're doing so much promoting of Tomb Raider now, and Lara's in Call of Duty. Lol, that's just weird. Yeah, seems like anyone and everyone is being in Call of Duty. Like, I'm waiting for the Smurfs to turn up in Call of Duty. Little Pumpkin bit? Yeah, he was reciprocating with everything else. Ghosting is Blair, but you already made a decision that that's it. Even if he had some reason, it's still lack of communication, which to you personally isn't a good sign. You just deal with these things alone then. Yeah, well that's it. You know, if someone can't be asked to actually just, you know, be upfront and say, hey, you know, I appreciate the way that you feel, but I don't feel the same way. I mean, how hard is that for people to say, really? Like, I know some people believe that just not saying anything at all is enough of an indicator to someone, but things happen, you know, like, the other person doesn't know. For all they know, you had an emergency pop up, a loved one was passing away or something, you know? Like, not everyone just assumes that you not responding back means that you don't, you know, feel the same way or anything like that. Yeah, the Smurfs in Call of Duty. I could just imagine angry Smurf. Actually, I want to see, I'd love to see some artwork now of the Smurfs, but done as hard-ass mercenaries. Look, Pumpkin, well, it is enough, you leave them alone. Yeah. So this game came out in 2008. There's nothing to make you feel older as a gamer than knowing that certain games that came out that you enjoyed, that you first played when they came out, are now 15, 20, 25, 30 years old. And then games like Red Dead 2 and God of War 2018, eventually they will be, you know, celebrating 10th, 15th, 20ths. And there'll be people that will look at those games and they'll be like, those games, very nostalgic, you know. But you know, even if they have an emergency, you can still communicate that. If you have time to check the message, you have time to write that short sentence. That's true.
Thor, the Norse god of thunder. Whatever are you doing down here in Niflheim? According to the Eddas, Thor needed special iron gauntlets to wield his mighty hammer Mjolnir. Could it be?
It'd be so cool in the next Tomb Raider game, assuming it's still reboot Lara, and have years pass, and in that time she's done more training to have more skills, and one of those skills is tumbling and flipping and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Bringing that back would be kind of cool. All those little flourishes and stuff. And to do a callback to the old school Tomb Raider games where you would play in the manor and Lara would be like, I've made a few changes since last year, you know. You could have reboot Lara, you know, narrating, and actually saying, you know, over the last few years I've remodeled the manor and created this massive training room or something, you know. The pumpkin, plus if you communicate, you signal some type of care. That's true. Little Pumpkin, tour of the Croft Manor, Lara narrating. That's it. I mean, to even make it like a more kind of like interesting thing too, you could have it that Lara is making her own documentary. And part of that is giving a tour of her, you know, mansion. I did, Little Pumpkin, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've already started planning what kinds of playthroughs that I want to do for that. And I'm going to play through the games first with the new graphics. And just, you know, do a playthrough of that, so I've got that. But then I want to do other kinds of playthroughs as well. For my annual playthroughs of Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3 in the future, I'm going to be doing the remaster versions. However, I'm going to be doing the old school graphics for the annual playthroughs because I want to keep them traditional. But yeah, definitely the first playthrough I want to do for the remasters when they come out is the new graphics. That's right, yeah, February 14th. Valentine's Day, but also Lara's fictional birthday.
Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, was powerful enough to level mountains. But how does all this relate to Avalon?
Put your hands on your head. Turn around. Slowly.
I don't suppose you'd be open to bribery, would you?
Amanda Everett sends her regards.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. Bill Pumpkin, you swear all this promotion, you think a new Tomb Raider will be out soon. Oh right, Lara's birthday. That's it. Yeah, there is a movie in development, there's also a live-action series in development, and then there's also the animated series, which recently got a teaser trailer, which is actually a sequel to Shadow of the Tomb Raider. But different actress will be playing Lara this time. It's Hayley Atwell. She'll be voicing the character. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff that they have planned. We got quite a few entries now. Alright, Niflheim. World of Mist. One of the 9 worlds of Norse mythology. Linked by Yggdrasil, the World Tree. While it seems clear that Niflheim is an underworld metaphor, original sources are contradictory as to whether it is distinct from Helheim, where those who did not die gloriously in battle go after death. Kraken. Kraken are monstrously large creatures in mythology, thought to be based on sightings of giant squid, not to be confused with the sea serpents in Nordic tradition, though both were blamed for the disappearance of ships of all sizes. This beast clearly is a recent addition to this ruin, and subsequently grew too large to leave again. Thor. Thor is the god. Thor is the god of thunder in Norse mythology, and is most known for his mighty weapon, Mjolnir, variously described as a battle axe, a mace, or a warhammer, though most commonly depicted as the latter. Among other powers, it could supposedly channel lightning against Thor's foes. Just as the legend of Excalibur was a myth built up around an ancient artifact of great power, the myth of Thor's hammer might be a distorted description of a real ancient weapon. Thor's gauntlets. It was said that Thor could only wield Mjolnir by wearing a special pair of iron gauntlets. The gauntlet I discovered in Niflheim could very well be the source of this myth. Most of the gauntlet itself crumbled to the touch, but the carved knot of stone and metal in its center was undamaged by age. It extended metal tendrils and conformed to the dimensions of my hand perfectly. Clearly, this is the ancient source of power of the artifact, and the rest of the gauntlet was added separately later. The Pumpkin, all the TV stuff, we want a new game, but what if this is actually the end of Tomb Raider? Yeah, well, they're also doing a new game as well, of course. Bill Pumpkin, you thought Thor's Gauntlet was a made-up thing in Tomb Raider, but it actually is mentioned in Edda stories. Yeah, that's the interesting thing. Different video games, movies, and other media and other forms of franchises interpreting the Norse and all that kind of stuff, and other myths too, and incorporating them, making changes, all that kind of stuff. So it definitely would be difficult sometimes to know what was actually part of the actual myth and what was added by pop culture. Little Pumpkin, well, you're pretty sure the design of it in Tomb Raider Underworld is made up, but all the rest is in the myth. Yeah, different interpretations of visual stuff and all that kind of thing. Little Pumpkin, Lara dying here, not a difficult thing to achieve. That's it. It's one of those things too, if people haven't played this game, it may look simple, swinging on a rope, but there's very specific mechanics related to swinging on a rope that can make the process sometimes not as accurate as you might think it looks. That's for sure. Trying to get the positioning right is one thing, but then how fast or slow, how much of the swing you need to do versus when you need to jump and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes he drops 2 meters down and dies. That's true. Has Geralt syndrome. Little Pumpkin, but one thing that has never failed yet is her grabbing the ledges. All else is wonky, but she does grab. That's true. That kind of thing in some of the games is actually very finicky. And oh my god, combat and camera. That's it. The camera's a big issue. I wonder if someone can do a mod to actually make it that the camera, or at least give the player the option to switch how they want the camera to operate. Cam facing the opposite direction for stuff like that. Exactly, yeah. So many different things. Not sure, Little Pumpkin, to be honest. Sometimes it makes you wonder what their thoughts are like when releasing games. Little Pumpkin, they did a patch for Tomb Raider 2013, Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Oh, they did recently, did they? Okay, no new journal entries yet. Oh, you did progress in AC Valhalla, got to Asgard, probably too soon, but how they changed the story there was funny. Cool idea, though. Oh, yeah. Yeah, trying to, shape it to be what they wanted it to be for Assassin's Creed universe. Oh, I just remembered that there's some parts of the game that aren't... I think in treasure hunt mode, there's some parts of the game that aren't part of it because there's no treasures actually in there. So I don't know if that extends to this ship or not. I have to have a look at that actually, because the reason why I wanted to use the treasure hunt mode to actually listen to the music, and if there's actually parts that I won't be able to listen to the music of, I want to make sure that I grab it when I can as well. The Pumpkin, the story goes that Thor loses his hammer, goes to Jotunheim, and the giant want to marry Freya to give hammer back. Thor goes to Freya, she doesn't want to marry. Then Thor dresses as a woman and marries the giant. When he gets the hammer back, he kills them all. Oh, really? Kills them all, nice. Oops. I just put treasure hunt into Google without putting Tomb Raider Underworld. Google doesn't yet read my mind and know I'm referring to Tomb Raider. And Loki is Thor's bridesmaid. That's so funny. Alright, so treasure hunt mode. Let's have a look. Treasure hunt mode is unlocked when you complete the entire game on any difficulty level. Treasure hunt then appears in the center of the main menu where the resume game option was originally. It enables you to go back and retrieve any treasures or relics you missed the first time through. Everything in the game should be as you left it, with doors open, puzzles solved, enemies defeated, etc. With the exception of respawning enemies and puzzles and environmental features needed to progress through the level. Some areas, example Amanda's ships, the final area in the game, are not accessible in treasure hunt mode because they contain no treasures or relics. Okay, so that's that, but I don't know whether or not this is a... whether this has any relics, so let's look at a guide for relics and see. The Pumpkin, yeah. So there's some similarities, but they changed the story. That's true. Yeah, they would have changed it to suit their own sort of things. But that's the beauty about something like mythology that isn't copywritten. Like you can copyright your adaptation of it, but you can't copyright the actual source of it. The Pumpkin Amanda's ships have no treasures. Yeah, so I'm just confused though because I don't know why it's telling me about the relics and treasures, but I guess because it's not giving me the access to it in this level. But I just want to double check. Okay, cool. So there's 0 treasures, 0 relics, and 0 key puzzle items. All right, in this case, what I'm going to do is because I want to grab this music in the playthrough, and because I was only going to do that in treasure hunt mode, and because this level isn't available in treasure hunt mode, then I'm going to go and change the audio, turn this off, and just listen to the music until it loops. Okay, do I have an autosave? All right, Little Pumpkin. I actually had a look on YouTube, and you're right. There is no music in treasure hunt mode, which means, yeah, that throws a spanner in the works for me. All right. What I'm going to have to do is at the start of every level, just do the thing where I turn the sound effects off and do it that way. That's the best thing I can actually do. So I'll reload a previous autosave. The Pumpkin, there's a free download of Tomb Raider Underworld music though. Um, yeah, but no, I'd rather do this. It'll just be easier to keep track of.
Incredible. The carvings are clearly similar to
Because
early
we've already
Germanic.
heard this cutscene, I'll respond to chat.
Far older
Lil
than
Pumpkin, thank you so much for contributing points to the Tomb Raider
Strangely,
2013
more
bow
sophisticated.
only and no upgrades challenge combined. Bandaren, is it music capture or screenshot time? Listening to the music on its own in gameplay.
World of Mist. That would be Niflheim, the realm of the dead. Not Avalon exactly, but the Norse equivalent.
Alright. Jeez, I hate when fucking shit doesn't go to plan and things are done in a certain way that prevent me from doing what I fucking want to do. Alright. Gotta rethink how to play this playthrough now. Alright. I'm gonna have to do a pass through the game without the sound effects on. So that's gonna extend the playtime quite a lot as well. That's the best way I can figure to do it because there's no other way to pay tribute to the music. Because for some reason they decided to take the music out of treasure hunt mode for some stupid unknown reason. I don't know why. And the more I think about it, it's like just do the game on the highest difficulty from start to finish. Don't worry about the music. And then do treasure hunt mode as a final thing. So I have to play through the game 3 times, basically. Nothing ever goes the way I want it. Tech, yeah, more content, less time to get it done in, though. Alright, so let's reload where I was up to before. Which, you idiot Rod, you should have fucking saved it before actually doing the replay of the friggin' stuff without the music. Little Pumpkin, no problem. You have so many points that you rarely spend. Wait, what? Send P and know how that happened. Just ignore those messages. Your apologies. That's okay. Typos happen. Now I've got to redo the whole level. Because I forgot of course, auto saves are going to save over the other friggin' saves that I've made. Alright, so I'm going to skip cutscenes so we can get this done as quick as possible. Because now I'm in a pissed off mood. But whenever I want to do something special for a game, there's always something that fucks up. Pumpkin, checkpoints are useful, not in every situation though. That's so true. You're not wrong there. I take the actual path on how to do this room. Yeah, I'm not a speedrunner or master at this game, so I don't know all the shortcuts, secret entrances, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I just do what I remember. Otherwise, we'll be here for weeks. Hey there, Kenway. How's things? Well, Tomb Raider's going not too badly, but there was some changes I have to make to the playthrough based on information I didn't know until an hour or so into the stream. There's a treasure hunt mode that you can do once you finish the game to go back and get all the treasures that you missed. And my intention was to do that mode and also use it as an opportunity to just listen to the music on its own. But found out that in treasure hunt mode there's no music. And then I realized that I wasn't even starting the game from the start again to cover the music. So I decided that I have to do 3 playthroughs of this game. Vanilla, treasure hunt mode, and then music only. So right now I'm skipping the cutscenes because we've already actually seen this on stream. Things are going good, Kenway? That's excellent. Yeah, best laid plans. But it just means that moving forward, when I do anniversary playthroughs of games, I need to research the games in and out and make sure that the things I actually want to do can be done. Not just assume because modern games actually have it that way. I don't know why they decided to turn the music off in treasure hunt mode. Look, what if you play music while in treasure hunt? Well, the thing is I'd have to have a YouTube video looping the music of the level that I was on. But there's changes in the level based on what you do, and changes in the music. So the only way I can actually do it the way I want to do it is by running through the game without the sound effects and dialogue on. And I think what I'll do too is when I do treasure hunt mode and then I play through the game with the music only, I think I'll just play it on the easiest mode because I just want to get through the game as quick as possible gameplay wise while still actually playing the music to pay tribute to it. Little Pumpkin, you can try to find the link to the free download of the music if you want to whisper. Oh no, that's okay, Little Pumpkin, because as I said, there's changes in the music depending on what you want to do. And so I'd have to stop the gameplay and then try and, you know, play it there. I'd rather have it naturally play from the game itself when it happens. There's some changes, yeah. Like when you open something up, there's music and stuff like that. Be too difficult to try and... Jesus fucking Christ, this fucking rope mechanic, Jesus fucking Christ. It's actually better in friggin' Tomb Raider 4, The Last Revelation, from 1999. I don't know why the camera does that automatically. It's fucking annoying. When you're swinging on a rope, why would you want the camera not facing where you can actually fucking see where the character's going? This camera is... See, I'm not even fucking moving the camera. It's just going up and down, left and right, all over the fucking place. Actually, I wouldn't mind remakes of Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld, to be honest. Okay, so we're almost out of this level and back up to where we were before. But yeah, the first run through, I'm just going to play the game normally on the highest difficulty. Then I'm going to do treasure hunt mode. And then once treasure hunt mode is done, I'll replay the game again from start to finish, but with only the music. It can't be helped in cutscenes. Turning off the sound and dialogue only affects gameplay, doesn't affect cutscenes. But I still want to get the music in the gameplay on its own. Because that's one of the things I like to do when celebrating an anniversary of a game, is actually also pay tribute to the music. Because for me, music is another major element of games that is one of the things that, you know, I appreciate and makes me like a game or not. The problem with it, yeah, treasure hunt is quite empty. No puzzles, no enemies except for those you didn't kill yet. No cutscenes, no music. Yeah, I don't mind the other elements of it, but yeah, I just assumed that music was played. You could just, you know, redo the sections, but with music. But I guess not. They felt that was something that they didn't want players to be able to do. Alright, so we're almost back to where we were before. Okay, it's not letting me skip this cutscene. I'm still impressed by the graphics, actually, of this game. Especially when it comes to textures and character models and stuff as well. Like, you can really see the differences, for example, on Lara's lips, like the differences in tone and texturing, little sort of like cracks and stuff. Look, Pumpkin, hey, it's streaming. A perfect stream is a myth anyway. That's so true. I think so, Little Pumpkin. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they did. Alright, so this is where we got up to before I decided to try and pay tribute to the music, but the game was like... Well, for this part it was fine actually, but... That's when I found out that in treasure hunt mode there's no music. But thank you, Little Pumpkin, for pointing that out though, because I wouldn't have actually known otherwise. So it's better to know now than to find out later at the end and then be like, oh wait. The Pumpkin, oh my, if you went all happy into treasure hunt and no music, it's true. Would have been like, what the hell? Actually still very impressed with the graphics of Tomb Raider Anniversary. Yeah, I think too, like obviously there's advancements in graphics and stuff like that, but when it comes to that kind of thing, you really need to only compare it to games of that time period. There's no point comparing it to now, because obviously there's going to be differences in graphics, you know what I mean? But if you look at this game and you look at other games in 2008, this was, you know, really cool. Like, there might have been games that had better graphics, but in this game's own right, the graphics are solid. Oi! Oi! I really wish Lara using one weapon for one enemy and the other for the other was optional. The pumpkin. Oh yes, Tomb Raider Underworld was awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I think... And the thing is too, like, graphics in terms of like what they can do obviously advance and improve with time, but you can still get games that have amazing graphics look ugly and not aesthetically pleasing, you know what I mean? And you can get a game that's old but it's aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. It's not messy, you know. The Home, you did listen to some interviews. The lady that worked on Lara said she wanted to give Lara's hair personality. Yeah. Yeah, that's something too about games and, you know, characters and, you know, their hair and stuff like that. I don't normally use grenades on normal mode, but I think on this harder difficulty, I might start to use it more often. That was a delayed reaction on that explosion. Imagine doing a no, like, healing playthrough on this. I love that. I love the realism, you know, someone's getting shot but they still have the ability to come at you and kick you. But that's something that's even in the old, like in the Uncharted games, which when this game came out, you had the first one already released in the series. Enemies that don't, like, they don't always react to every single hit, which makes you feel like you're not having any impact. And they get a window of opportunity to just come at you without any repercussions. Like, you can literally shoot at them and they'll just walk at you as if you're not hitting them, and then hit you. You know, things like that. If you look at her hair, it moves a lot, whereas in some new games, apart from Tomb Raider, that isn't a thing. Yeah. Well, that's the other thing too, like getting it to move and realistically as well, and all the little different strands and stuff. What an idiot.
Damn, it's too small. Only Lara can use it now. Until I kill her. Even that won't unbind the artifact. We're taking on water. Damn it! We'll pick this up again later. I'm very pleased to see you again, Lara. This specimen jar offers little in the way of amusement, so I've grown fond of watching Amanda suffer the effects of sharing your interests.
Jacqueline Knacker, you just don't know when to die.
A trait we have in common.
It was you who told Amanda about Avalon.
Our time is short, so choose your questions carefully.
What do you know about my mother?
The dais you and she found in Nepal, it's part of a travel network, so to speak. It took your mother to Avalon.
My father thought Avalon was below, but that's Niflheim. What's the Norse connection?
Ah, Richard found the wrong Norse underworld. Your mother didn't go to Niflheim. She went to Helheim.
Where is it?
I will tell you where it is, one day. But when that day comes, you'll need Thor's hammer to get inside. Perhaps you'll have better luck finding it than your father did.
What do you mean?
Your answer is on the west coast of Thailand. 7th parallel.
Alright, mustn't forget to do the journal entries. I'll only do this on this first run through. Amanda Evert. Amanda has never forgiven me for believing she was dead and leaving her buried in the Peruvian tomb of the last queen of Tiwanaku. When I found out she had survived and later escaped, I wondered if I, too, could forgive myself. But our clash over the search for King Arthur's sword Excalibur dulled my guilt, and knowing now that Amanda played a role in what happened to my mother has squashed the feeling entirely. The only reason I let her live was to someday learn more of what she knows, but if her aim is to kill me outright, I might have to change that strategy. Natla was the immortal queen of Atlantis and more recently CEO of Natla Technologies. Somehow, she lost her connection with the powerful artifacts of her reign millennia ago, and recently began devoting her knowledge and intellect toward recovering it all from ancient sites around the world. Her aim is to initiate what she calls the Seventh Age, of which I know nothing other than that it would be a very bad turn for humanity. I buried her on a remote island, but apparently Amanda has dug her out and is keeping her prisoner as her own personal Encyclopedia Atlantica. I hope Amanda understands that she's sitting on a time bomb and that everything Natla tells her is filtered by her own agenda. What I want to do is, perfect time to actually introduce this is I want to actually show who I think, if they ever did a casting for Amanda Everett, who they could actually cast. Yeah, little pumpkin. He's very smart. Not. All right, so I'm just setting up something. Be finished soon. Already then, almost ready. So if they were to ever have done a Tomb Raider movie or series that was actually live action and it was based on the events of, Anniversary, Legend, and Underworld, then for the character of Amanda, the actress that I think would be a good fit is Cara Delevingne. So there's what Amanda looks like. Just trying to sort out the order in which the images overlap each other. I can't get it the way that I want it. But yeah. I don't get the opportunity often to actually visually show when I reference things like this, because if I'm playing the game on a console, I don't have the ability to actually throw up on the stream something. So since I'm playing this Tomb Raider game on my PC, was able to do that. So there we go. All right, so just make sure that everything is where I need it to be. Alrighty then. So we've covered that. Little Pumpkin, oh nice, she does look similar. Yeah, yeah. But that'll never happen though, because obviously they are doing live action stuff, but they won't be adapting these games. Tech, you've come to the dark side. Given to your feelings, Rod. PC Master Race. I have to laugh at that statement because the amount of issues that PC gamers have to go through, it makes me wonder sometimes if they actually are superior. But then again, like the console wars, I don't actually play into any of that kind of stuff. I see it more as a meme kind of thing. I was trying to get Lara to do a diagonal jump while holding onto the thing. Coastal Thailand. According to Natla, Avalon and the Norse underworld of Helheim are one and the same. Entry is not possible without Mjolnir, the warhammer of the Norse god of thunder Thor. Is this what my father was searching for in Thailand?
None of the ruins are visible from down here. And if Father did explore this site, I see no sign of it yet.
I still don't see how Thailand is connected to Vikings, or ruins under the Meta, hell, even Avalon for that matter.
Helheim's it. Various myths use different names, but they all apply to the same remnants of the ancient world.
One of those remnants is still alive. I would hate to be Amanda if Natla ever gets free.
I would hate to be any of us.
Pumpkin, Thailand, your favorite level. It is really cool, and I also like the music in it too, as well. Thailand expedition. I don't know the extent to which my father worked with Natla, or how much truth there is in what she said, but she acts only out of self-interest, so any help or information she provides is because she wants the same thing I want. I can therefore assume that whether my father explored this site or not, there is likely something here that will get me closer to Avalon. Something I just thought of too is there's a lot of criticism in the reboot Tomb Raider games that Lara is following in her father's footsteps too much. Yet it's okay in Tomb Raider Underworld. Like, it's literally the same thing. Lara's tracing the steps that her father made. I don't really see many people complaining about that in, this game. Not that I myself complain about it. I just find it's interesting how in the reboot trilogy it's not good for some people, but in this game it's fine. No, Pumpkin, why would that be a problem? Some people see it as being taking things away from Lara. They believe that in having her follow in her father's footsteps looking for artifacts that he did, that it puts too much emphasis on him and more importance on him than on Lara. Which I think is a very limited view, because it makes sense that Lara, being the daughter of an explorer, would actually have that interest too. I mean, yeah, not everyone shares the interests of their parents and wants to pursue the same thing, but we're talking about a fictional character who on purpose is supposed to be wanting to do all that stuff, you know. Bill Pumpkin didn't get that feeling that it was about her father. Yeah, you know, like Lara is still her own, you know, her own woman. She's still got skills that she herself has cultivated, you know. Usually people counter with, oh, but in the reboot trilogy she's more emotional. And it's like, what does that have to do with doing something that a parent had done? You know, if you have the same passions. And then they might be like, oh, but in Tomb Raider 2013 she says that she hates tombs. Just like James Bond in Casino Royale, when asked if he wants his martini shaken or stirred, he says, do I look like I give a damn? That must mean James Bond doesn't like martinis then. It's just winking to the audience kind of thing, acknowledging that there is a expected response and just playing it for, you know, not for laughs, but it's not supposed to be taken seriously, yet it gets taken like it's gospel or something. Like, how many people work a job that they enjoy and never ever ever have a day where anything goes wrong that annoys you about the job, you know? Like, if you work a late shift, you know, how many people are always, I'm so excited to work the late shift, I'm so excited to work 10 hours, you know, overnight without, you know, any sleep. Even if you love the job, you know, there'd be some nights where you're like, fuck this. Does it mean that you hate the job? No, it just means that there are elements of what you do that can be frustrating or annoying. I think people get confused between that and actually being completely frustrated with the whole thing. Like, if someone completely hates their job, then yeah, you know, if they complain about it, then they're being serious. But sometimes people just jest. Whoever stole my copy of Microsoft Office, I will find you. You have my word. Nice one, Harbinger. Thanks for redeeming that. Little Pumpkin, maybe those people didn't follow the story well. I hate tombs. I'm that kind of croft. Yeah, it's just a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, you know. And I swear that there's a moment in one of the Uncharted games where Nathan Drake, who is an explorer who climbs things, complains about having to climb something. You don't see people saying that Nathan Drake hates what he does, and therefore it's bad for him to have said that, you know. The Pumpkin, I'm not. Tech cough like naming someone, I don't know, Skywalker. I really think they had an opportunity with Rey to really do something different and unique and not expected, in a way that would be, you know, interesting for a setup for a future movie, you know. Like, what if instead of Kylo Ren being the villain until the end, which, you know, that it's in and of itself would have been interesting, and instead of him turning to the good side and Rey being the one to turn him, what if the roles were reversed, you know, and Rey ended up becoming a new Sith and Kylo actually became, you know, a Jedi again. Leave it on like a little bit of a cliffhanger. Don't know why I did that. Tech, you really didn't like Kylo's character. It was a whiny brat kid with identity issues. Yeah. I guess in some ways they were trying to emulate what Anakin was like sometimes in the prequel movies. But doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be executed in a similar way or looked at the same. Bill Pumpkin, what do you think about the new Star Wars Survivor? Oh, I've played the first one, but I haven't played the second one yet because it costs too much in Australia at the moment. The standard edition was like $110. A bit different than the kid who grew up a slave with possession problems and a lack of control. That's true, he had a different upbringing. The pumpkin, it's really expensive, it really is. Look, I mean, games are more and more expensive. It went from €50 to €70 in just about 2 years. That's true. Yeah, the prices of games increasing by a lot. Tech, what do you consider a fair price for a game you don't know if it's good? That's a tough question. I mean, it's hard to say sometimes because, you know, you might end up really hating the game. And so the price that you pay, you might feel that you should have paid less. I mean, there's certain indicators that I look at with a game to see if it's one that I would be interested in, and that's when, you know, watching people play it comes into play and helps a bit. Gives me a little bit of an idea. Not 100%, because obviously the way things look when being played doesn't equate to how you actually have to play it. And so there might be elements that, unless you actually play it yourself, you might not know are a thing. So if it's a game that I have a feeling that I might like, I'm probably more inclined to pay in Australian dollars, probably $50 to $60, maybe even 70. But if it's a game I'm not sure of, then I'd rather spend like 20 or 30 maximum. Real Pumpkin, free! Yeah, free! You wonder how much Hellblade 2 will cost, and it's already on Steam and you can wish it. Yeah, that's going to be a game that I won't be able to stream, but I definitely want to play the game. But I think for a game like that, even though the first time I played the first game I actually streamed it, I think it's a game that I want to actually experience off stream. I mean, I'll have to because it's Xbox exclusive. In terms of consoles, that is, obviously. I can't stream from the Xbox, Little Pumpkin. There's audio issues that happen when I do. I did not do that. I actually had Lara facing the opposite wall and pressed jump, yet she dropped. Take your max is 15 USD for a game you... Whoa, camera. Calm down. See what I mean? Like, that's all the game doing it on its own with the camera. Take your max is 15 USD for a game you really want. In 9 years, you've only ever broken that rule for Robocop. They got you with nostalgia. Tisk tisk. Sometimes you need to take a little bit of a gamble, I guess, as well, with certain games. Little Pumpkin, oh yes, if you're still streaming when it's out, you also don't know if you want to stream your first playthrough of it. Yeah, because it's one of those games that has a very, very... Well, the first one, and the second one hopefully follows suit, can have a very sort of like introspective effect on certain players, you know, for various reasons, and you know, everyone would be different for what those reasons are. And so I don't mind with Hellblade 2. And I mean, the Xbox exclusivity might only be temporary. It might not be permanent. So if it does actually come out on PlayStation eventually, I definitely will stream it. But I don't mind not waiting until the PlayStation version. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather just experience the game when I can. And that way I can avoid spoilers as well. That's right, Little Pumpkin. Yeah, it still has that issue. And we're talking like months and months of waiting just to see if the issue was still happening. And they had a few updates because I was actually, every so often I would load up my Xbox and download the latest update. But I didn't actually try a stream from it until the other day. And the issue was still present. Oh my god. Wasn't even wanting to jump there. i.e. the game decided for me. Or rather, I wanted to have Lara grab, but apparently not programmed to be able to grab that part there. I don't know why she lost health from that little tumble as well.
The characters are Vedic Sanskrit. They're severely weathered. Bhagavati of the 7th. It must be referring to the capital of Patala, the lowest infernal world in Hindu tradition. It's a netherworld populated by snake people, although the enlightened one, Narada, spoke rather fondly of it. That's Shiva on top, and his mistress Kali is down below.
Little Pumpkin, and every time you see Hellblade, you know you're definitely prepared to give full price for Hellblade 2. You felt so bad you got Hellblade 1 on sale. And every time you see Hellblade 1 is on sale, you're like, oh no, this deserves a full price? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games where I first played it on Game Pass, and I felt that it was worthy of actually, you know, buying. So I actually bought it, and I still have the Xbox version, but I don't have the PlayStation version yet. Tech, only drawback to buying games cheap is you feel like you can afford every cheap game, hence the problem you're in. Yeah, and then you get like a big backlog of games that you haven't gotten to yet. Little Pumpkin, oh yes, remember now that you had issues with Xbox and sound. As you were saying before, Lara sometimes dies from falling 2 meters. That's so true, the Geralt effect. It's like very crazy how that works out. Tech, you got the one for free. You haven't played it yet. You'll have to try it. Oh, you got it for free? Oh, cool. Yeah, definitely recommend it, Tech. It's such a great game. To be honest, I've been feeling like playing it again, on stream that is, but I can't at the moment. Bhogavati. Bhogavati is the capital of Patala, the seventh netherworld in Hindu tradition. It is populated by Naga, which in the most notorious descriptions are large snake people. The architectural style of this ruin has never been found this far to the southwest before, and is older than any other site I'm familiar with, which changes our notions of how these Hindu traditions moved throughout Asia. There's something that's bugging me, and it's only bugging me, but I want to fix it. My Stream Elements message, when I was actually setting up the Stream Elements message with the information for this playthrough, I was forgetting the actual text for the emote that I wanted to have. I remembered it for the command version, where I put a command in and it comes up, but I forgot to alter it for the actual automatic timer version of it that comes up. So I'll just fix that now. It's been bugging me. Rod Lara under, which is not what the actual command is, or the shortcut for the actual emote. It's actually Rod Leg Lara under, which it might be funny as well because Rod Leg is short for Legion, but there's certain emotes that are very weird with the Rod Leg in front of it, like Rod Leg Delicious for Lucy Thorne from Assassin's Creed Syndicate. If you actually hover over that, you can see it says Rod Leg Delicious, and then you've got Rod Leg Lara under, which is the version of Lara from Underworld. Oh yeah, Little Pumpkin, it really, really is. When I get to the point in the playthrough where I'm going to pay tribute to the music, it's going to be awesome to just have that ambience. And even like listening to it on its own is really, really cool. I'm very interested in, you know, eventually learning more about other myths and legends from different, you know, cultures and stuff. Like, for example, you've got like, you know, Japanese mythology, which I don't really know much about. Chinese mythology, which I don't really know much about. Plus so many other, you know, sorts of ones that would be cool to actually learn more about. One thing you can be sure about, Lara is not afraid of heights. That's right. Yeah, Lara's not afraid of heights. Mythologies are cool. They really are. It's interesting too, the similarities between different ones. Oh my god. This camera does my head in sometimes. It really, really does. Sometimes it feels like the game's possessed. Tech, you're positive every culture has a Bigfoot, hairy man, wild man, yowie, yeti. That's true. Yeah. Plus different, you know, world-ending myths and, you know, legends and all that kind of stuff. The Pumpkin, even though you're interested in knowing more, you also just don't check much. Although with ancient Egyptian and Greece, there's so much of it. When you did look into that, you got overwhelmed. Oh yeah. There's just so much stuff. That's right. The Pumpkin also wanted to loop into Viking mythology for many, many years. Only got to it this year, lol. Yeah. And, you know, like, I think even if there's elements in a video game or movie that they change for that, it is interesting to sort of like see what was actually a thing versus what wasn't. Little Pumpkin, yeah, as you said before, they changed the wedding of Frey and Valhalla, but you'd appreciate the creativity and how they implemented it into the AC concept. Oh yeah. I also like the idea of taking something, and sometimes I get this notion, and I know it's not very easy to actually accomplish, but sometimes I get this notion of, how about I just, take a mythology and just, you know, adapt it into some other form, like a horror movie or something. Or a novel, but I'm more of an ideas person than an actual write out the whole thing person. Little Pumpkin, maybe do it. Yeah. Maybe I might need AI to write it for me, and then I just go through and edit it.
The architecture here is different. It's similar to the Niflheim ruins.
Yeah. But this is the thing, right? Like, AI, when it comes to creative stuff, like, yeah, there's a lot of people who can pass off, to the untrained eye that is, pass off human images as AI, and people don't know the difference. But one thing to look for is the eyes. Apparently AI has trouble doing circles, especially with eyes. Also, if you look at the hands of an image, if it looks like there's more fingers than there should be, then it's AI, But when it comes to things like writing and AI, I mean, if you're very, very lazy, you would just get the AI to write something and then just publish it without looking at it. But I feel that using it as a tool to help people who, like, let's say you really are not good at drawing, but you are good at editing an image. You might want to be able to have AI create the image for you, but then you go in and you make changes the way that you want. You know what I mean? Same with writing, like using AI to write something, but then actually proofreading it and looking through it and being like, right, this isn't what I want in the story, because it doesn't make sense, because obviously AI is going to fill in the blanks in things that are ridiculous, and it makes me wonder, like, sometimes you watch those videos on YouTube where someone has obviously used AI to come up with a voice, and yet they didn't seem to actually want to go over what the recording had actually said, to make sure that it was actually correct. And so you get things that don't make sense. But yeah, I can understand why people who are actually gifted and skilled at certain things would see people using AI as a lazy thing to do. But I think there's different levels of human input that if you're writing something with AI, don't just be like, AI wrote it, it should all be fine, and then just publish it, because it might not be. The Pumpkin, it might do a good job. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it, like, if you showed someone who has no idea about what to look for, then it could go unnoticed. Yeah, 6 fingers, Little Pumpkin. Tech, alright, brother, gotta get up and buy a car later today. No, not a ute. You think that's what you guys call them? Yeah, like a utility vehicle. But that's no worries, Tech. I hope you have a good one. Yeah, Little Pumpkin. Yeah, Lara can make that jump. Would like to highly recommend people check out Amateur Tech. Tech is playing through the Tomb Raider games. He's up to Tomb Raider Chronicles now, and playing through all the other main entries as well. So highly recommend checking out Tech's channel if you want another channel that does Tomb Raider content. And I hope you have a good one. Tech, catch you next time, dude. Bill Pumpkin, you've been playing this for so long and so much you didn't know that she could make that jump. Yeah, I mean, there's some jumps that, you know, you think to yourself, surely the character won't make it. Another thing, you did not know you can press E and she smashes the hammer into the ground. You only saw that on your stream. Oh yeah, with when you get Mjolnir's hammer. Yeah. Hey there, Lizzie, welcome on in. Drawing fingers, freaking suck, oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I would go with drawing fingers, to be honest. How's things going, Lizzie? Little Pumpkin, that was the wrong direction, oops. Yeah, my mind's all over the place at the moment. I'm still annoyed at this playthrough not going the way I want it to. Plus, it's very easy for me to get turned around in games when I'm streaming them as well. Taking from what you were saying, you kind of see AI as a type of vehicle to expand on what's possible, giving what is physically or skillfully possible for a person. Someone who walks miles to work might see driving as a lazy thing to do as well. However, it propels us to use our skills in a wider range. That's true. Yeah, you know, I mean, that's definitely a thing as well. Zapta Gaming, PH, thank you so much for the follow. Tech, thanks for that shout out. You got distracted responding. Oh, that's no worries at all. No worries at all, Tech. No worries at all for the shout out. Plus, this camera is really fucking annoying me in this stream. Like, seriously. Confusing the fuck out of my brain. Just don't know what the fucking cause of this is. Oh, I know what I've done wrong now. Oh dear. Liz, you need to go drawing again. Maybe it will help your mind off of things. Start drawing again, you mean? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes that kind of stuff can be really, really helpful. Jump. Alright, here we go. Look, I'm thinking the same, that even though AI does all the drawing, we would still need to use the correct words for what we want from it. To quote from Hellblade, is she lost? Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah. But, I don't know. It's just, sometimes the multitasking required to stream and talk and play a game at the same time means that one of those three things ultimately ends up going by the wayside. So I can get so engrossed in what I'm talking about that my hands controlling the character in the game just make them go around in circles without me thinking about it, because I'm concentrating on what I'm saying. You haven't been in that position with Tomb Raider Underworld, you played it too much. Yeah. That's the other thing too, you know, like, some people have to understand that I stream so many games in a year that for me, I can't remember every single little detail for every single little game that I play. I mean, not counting stream sessions, but actual games that I play. Like, when you think about it, there's 12 main Tomb Raider games that I stream. There's however many Assassin's Creed ones. Then there's other games in between. And there's just so much to remember that sometimes when it comes to playing a game, my mind forgets certain things because I've had other games kind of like that I've had to concentrate on figuring out, you know what I mean? But if I was just playing one game the whole year, then that'd be a different story, you know? But that's not the type of streamer I am. Like, I can't just play the one game only. Like, I have to play other ones. Little Pumpkin, you did get a little bit lost in Tomb Raider Anniversary the other day. Yeah, that was you. You played Tomb Raider Anniversary and Underworld for years, again and again and again. Not all the time, but a lot. And as you can see, even though you played them that much, you still saw things you didn't know on your stream. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many facets to games too, and sometimes some games have hidden mechanics that the game doesn't point out to you as well. Hey there, Ryu. How's things, dude? The Pumpkin, because you developed your own style and your own paths and you just stuck to that. Exactly, yeah. There's a lot of old school retro games that I played a lot as a kid, and there were certain paths that I always took, and they sunk in. But partly because when you're younger, your brain absorbs more information, I feel, than when you actually get older. You're going alright, you just woke up though. Well, that's good to hear you. I'm glad that you're going alright. I hope you had a good sleep. Oh, that's okay, little pumpkin. That's no trouble at all. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a good one. You got to go do your boring life stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. That kind of stuff always still happens for us all. But I hope you have a really good one. Thanks again for being here and for watching. And thank you. I definitely will have fun. I'll have frustrations as well, but still, I do like this game. But yeah, it's definitely got a lot of issues with how the camera operates sometimes. The pumpkin praised the cam in Tomb Raider Underworld, not curse it more like. Catch you next time, little pumpkin. Hope you have a good one. Now, come on, Lara, you couldn't have grabbed that. Hey, Placenta. Welcome on in. You're still playing Rise of the Tomb Raider, great game. Oh, that's cool. Glad you're enjoying it. What part are you up to now in the game? Placenta, finished the game, just tidying up some DLC achievements. Several achievements haven't popped though. Oh, really? Oh, that'd be so frustrating when that doesn't happen. GG's on finishing the game, Placenta, that's awesome. Hey there, game god. That's it. Dying over and over again. Oh. Come on. Hey Mariana, welcome on in. This is the tricky part. Yeah, especially when my mind's all over the place at the moment. In this playthrough, I had something planned, but I had to change the plans. And, I wanted to, do treasure hunt mode and use that as an opportunity to have the music only. But then I found out that in treasure hunt mode there is no music. Plus my concentration levels are pretty low. I might do a short stream, I think. Game God, it's funny Lara isn't fucking her back up, lol. That's true. Oh. Yeah, I think when I finish this level I'm gonna end the stream. I'm not in streamable condition or streaming condition today. code. She's a human ferret, rubber bones and joints, aka a slinky. Slinky Lara. Someone should do a mod for that. Okay, so I know I said that after I finish this level I might actually end the stream, but I think what I might do instead is actually take a break. Because maybe I just need to, you know, splash my face with water and... and, you know, get some energy into me. But I think what I might do is take a long break and actually end the stream while I'm on a break, because I just feel like going out and getting a certain thing to eat. My taste buds are like, let's go and get something. Code an ice bath and a nap. Not that extreme. Definitely not that extreme. Yeah, Mariana. Time to do this one. You think you're gonna go and eat as well, Mariana? That's definitely understandable. The emoji was for that. Oh, of course, yes, the licking lips emoji. I see it properly now. I sort of just glanced at it quickly before. Alright, normally I would do the lights first, as in I would move the statues, but my brain is like, let's just do it this way. Journal. Naga. Naga are the snake people of Patala who, among other things, were keepers of Amrita, an elixir that bestowed eternal life. The primeval reptiles around this ruin possibly inspired the myth of the Naga, or just as likely contributed to existing Hindu tradition due to their unusual appearance.
I can see where the rumours of Thor's godlike strength came from. This was here long before the upper temple was added. Proto-Norse runes again. My son, your treasures here and far, this gauntlet's twin, your belt Megingjord, and the mighty Mjolnir, are protected by the dead to keep Jormungandr subdued. But the map's been destroyed, and recently. If one of Thor's gauntlets was here, it's gone now. What's this? Natla, I see your goal and am your puppet no longer. Richard James Croft. Father did this? RJC. Strange. Father never used his middle initial in monograms to avoid confusion with his father. That's where you hid the artifact. You sly old fox. Now, if I can just make it back to the boat. charged it up again.
New journal entry. Layers of history. The Hindu ruins are ancient, but the Niflheim site is far older still, old enough to have been above the sea level at the tail end of the last ice age. These ruins here are stylistically identical and of comparable age, the Hindu built on top of the far older ruins below, creating this stark contrast of architectural style and weathering. Thor's strength. Of all the gods in human mythology, Thor was among the strongest. The stories of his strength stem from truth, however, as the power of his gauntlet now reveals. The power in the gauntlet's stone somehow activates specially prepared objects and renders them virtually weightless. Doubtless this would have appeared as extraordinary strength to anyone unaware of the ancient artifact being employed. Odin. Odin is the god of wisdom in Norse mythology and father to Thor. In one account, he gained his wisdom by sacrificing his eye to the wellspring beneath Yggdrasil, the World Tree. There he foresaw Ragnarok, the final battle that would destroy the world and the gods themselves, and also that even with this knowledge he would be unable to stop it. Odin's map room. On the wall is written, "My son, your treasures here and far are protected by the dead, this gauntlet's twin, Meginjord, and the mighty Mjolnir, to keep Jormungandr subdued." Whether the historical Odin was the literal father of Thor is not certain, but the two figures were related in some manner. Thor's hammer, belt, and gauntlets were apparently hidden throughout the world to restrain the Midgard serpent, Jormungandr. What this means exactly and the nature of the Midgard serpent are unknown. Perhaps the reference to how the artifacts are protected by the dead is a clue. Code Lara needs to find Thor for us. Recharge station. That's true. You're not wrong there, actually.
Find anything?
There was a map, but Father destroyed it.
Well, the acorn certainly didn't fall very far from the tree.
He did it deliberately, to keep the information from Natla. But I'm sure he recorded everything first, and what's more, he found Thor's other gauntlet.
Where'd he put it?
Right under your nose.
Croft Manor. My father stripped Bogavati of artifacts and destroyed any information that might have led to Helheim, but he left behind the clue that only I would be able to understand. He must have discovered something very dangerous to destroy such an important archaeological site.
My apologies, Lady Croft, but I have not tended to the crypt.
Why didn't you ever tell us this was down here?
Yeah, I wish I still didn't know. You know what? I'll wait up here.
I did warn you that playing your music so loud could wake the dead.
Damn. This is creepy.
What makes you think it's here?
Father signing his name with all 3 initials was a clear reference to my grandfather. Light, please. Well, it seems my father was full of surprises.
Protected by the dead. Alright, let's make a save. Ah. Alright, so that was my annual playthrough in August. Save over this. And put 15th anniversary. Alright, so this is where I'm going to end the stream just to take a break. But I will be back after a long break to actually continue the playthrough. I'm going to take a break for, let's see, I might take a hour and 10-minute break. So I'll be back in 1 hour and 10 minutes to continue the playthrough, to do another stream, which will most likely be a shorter stream than this maybe, but it'll be good to continue making progress on the same day that I started the playthrough. For those who won't be able to make it to the next stream, that's completely fine. Thank you so much for watching this one. I really appreciate it. And for those who will be able to, I'll see you when I get back. See you, Mariana. Plus, I'll be able to update the information about the playthrough because I do have to make some alterations to what my intentions were for it and have that reflected in the commands and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll be back in 1 hour and 20 minutes to continue the playthrough.